What's up everybody, we are back with another exotic weapons and catalyst video, and this one is on the Tommy's Matchbook exotic auto rifle, which is a solar energy weapon. So let's get into those perks. The first perk is Hammer Forged Rifling. It's a durable ranged barrel, so it increases the range. The second perk is Extended Mag. This weapon has a greatly increased magazine size, but reloads much slower. Additionally, it increases the airborne effectiveness. The origin trait is Heat Sink. Overheat damage is reduced while not aiming down sights. Additionally, while overheated, sustained fire scorches your target. So overheating ties into the intrinsic trait, which we'll get into here in just a bit. The next perk is Hand-Laid Stock. This weapon is optimized for recoil control, so increased stability, and then a kill tracker for PvE or PvP. The intrinsic trait is Ignition Trigger. Sustained fire with this weapon overheats it, increasing damage but burning the user. So like I said a second ago, that ties back to that origin trait of Heat Sink. So with this intrinsic trait, as you're firing the weapon, it gets overheated, it causes more damage to the enemies, but it burns you as the user. And that ties back to the origin trait of Heat Sink, because if the weapon is overheated, that damage is reduced when you're not aiming the weapon. Additionally, you're going to scorch targets when the weapon is overheated, at the cost of damaging yourself, however. But the catalyst helps with this. Because with the catalyst, while Ignition Trigger is active, your health recovers much faster. So although you're taking damage, you're going to recover your health a little bit quicker. Granted, you're still going to be vulnerable, but not as much. If you also have some kind of healing, like maybe healing nades or Lordly Splendor with the Titans, that also is going to work very well here. Now, how to obtain Tommy's Matchbook. So a brief little history on Tommy's Matchbook before we get into how to obtain it in Destiny 2 today. Tommy's Matchbook was added in Season 10, Season of the Worthy, which ran from March to June 2020. That was the third season of the Shadowkeep expansion, which was year 3 of the game. And during Season 10, Tommy's Matchbook was the Season Pass exotic weapon. And what that means is that it was a free exotic weapon obtained from the Season Pass. Free-to-play players earned it at level 35 on the Season Pass, while those who purchased the Season Pass, you got one right at level 1, and then you got a more powerful version of the weapon at level 35, depending on what your power level was when you hit level 35. Now, after a season ends, that Season Pass exotic weapon gets sent to the exotic archive. So to obtain Tommy's Matchbook in Destiny 2 today, you're going to come here to the tower and go to the Monument to Lost Lights, which is the exotic archive, and you're going to go under the Shadowkeep exotics, which was year 3 of the game, and you'll find Tommy's Matchbook right here. It'll cost you 1 exotic cipher, 100,000 glimmer, 150 legendary shards, and 1 ascendant shard. After you purchase the weapon, you're going to back out of the exotic archive and go over to Banshee 44 to Gunsmith, because he's going to have a new quest for you called A Good Match, and this quest is how you obtain Tommy's Matchbook's exotic catalyst. This exotic quest, A Good Match, it's a pretty simple quest. It just has 3 parts. The first part is to kill 100 guardians with an auto rifle. The second part is to get 200 multi-kills against any enemy with an auto rifle. And then you also have to earn 200 points in the core playlist activities. After you complete those 3 things, then you return to Banshee and he will give you the catalyst. After you've obtained the catalyst, to upgrade the catalyst, it takes 700 kills using Tommy's Matchbook. So, to recap the video, to obtain the Tommy's Matchbook exotic auto rifle, it is purchased from the exotic archive in the tower, and you'll find it under the Shadowkeep exotics. To get its exotic catalyst, it comes from an exotic quest called A Good Match, which you pick up from Banshee 44 in the tower, and that quest becomes available right after you obtain the weapon. And then to upgrade the catalyst, it takes 700 kills using Tommy's Matchbook. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like down below. Also make sure to subscribe because I have other videos like this available, and I'll see you in one of my other ones.